Hello and welcome to my game demo. I'm going to be showing you the game I made for game programming, CSCI 4070. So I'll go ahead and go full screen. As you can see, the title of the game is called Legend of Thomas. So it's about me, and that's my first personal twist in the game, was making the game revolve around my character. I generated him, made him look like me on purpose, and just gave him a cool hat. He's kind of like a Robin Hood kind of character with a bow and arrow. And as you can see, I actually made the start screen where you can kind of play around the character just to kind of get a feel of the movement. So WASD is controls. So W is up, A is left, S is down, and D is right. And you have to hold down space to shoot. If you don't, it won't release an arrow. So I made it look kind of realistic with that, just so it wasn't just like you could just kind of press base to shoot arrows. I gave the project description down below, or the game description, where it says enemies have 3 lives or hits. Power ups are the arrow speed and heart. Arrow speed increases the arrow speed increases where how fast the arrow goes across the screen, and the heart gives you an extra life. I didn't make a max count on the heart. There's no max life count. So say you're really good at the game and never got hit, and you kept on getting heart containers, you could have as many hearts as you got. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and click start. So as you can see, this is the arena that I built. I drew myself. Everything in the game other than the skeleton and my character, I drew myself. The skeleton and my character were used with this sprite generator. And the boss that you will see in a couple levels, that was used with this. I used a sprite generator for the skeleton, but I actually designed the vehicle and drew it myself. But as you can see, the skeleton follows my movement. I made it to where he actually, whenever he aligns the character, he'll shoot an arrow, and I make sure he doesn't move until he's done shooting the arrow. So there's about 2 types of AI. There's one that kind of follows your left and right, and one that follows your up movement. So he's more of a left-right guy, but if I go above him, he actually will shoot where I'm at. So he always will figure out what the character is and will shoot either up or down depending on where he's at. The other type of skeleton moves up and down the canvas and will shoot left or right depending on where the character is. So I made it responsive, but once the character aligns, it will shoot an arrow. But the skeleton has 3 hits, so I'll go ahead and hit it 3 times. And before I actually end the next level, I want to point out on the bottom of the screen, you have the lives count, the level, and the score. Each increases accordingly. So life, if you lose a life, it goes down. If you get a life, it goes up. Level count increases when you beat the level. When you kill enemies in a round. This is one enemy in the round. And the score increases by 100 if you kill a skeleton, and by 1,000 if you kill the boss. So I'll go ahead and kill the skeleton. It'll trigger death animation. So the skeleton died. And a power-up spawn. This is the arrow speed, so it increases my how fast the arrows go across the screen. So they get a little faster, so it's easier to hit the target. And as you can tell, I actually accounted for collision with the arrows. So if I get hit with an arrow like this, my life count went down. If the skeleton gets hit with an arrow, then he loses a life. I made it where you don't display his life just because it'd be kind of bloated code if I would have done that. I just decided just to make it where it's 3 hits and they die. And a heart spawn just happened, and I'll grab that, get an extra life, and you saw the warning message, boss incoming. So the boss spawns in. It has a life gauge on top of it, just because this one has more life. It has 15 hits because I did it because of the 5 skeletons, and told skeletons have 3 lives, so there's 15 in total. And 15 hits is a lot, so I didn't want the people to think that the boss was invincible. So I had a life gauge for the boss fight. Boss movement is X and Y, or more X than Y. It just follows characters going, and I made it to where it shoots an armada of arrows going left, right, middle. And if you try to get above it, it actually will trigger basically infinite arrows left and right, just because I made it to where there's no way of hacking the game, or no way of glitching the game and getting past the boss where he doesn't do anything. Anyway, so that's pretty much the boss fight. Like I said, I used the skeletons for the generator, but I drew the vehicle they're in right now. And I also made the arrows have a Boolean expression. If they're enemy arrows, then it's true. So it's not like there's no way this would happen. But if I shot myself for whatever reason that would happen, it wouldn't destroy life. And it also, when the arrow flies, in case there's like when it spawns in, it won't hurt me pretty much because I don't want the arrow to damage me. And the enemy arrows are the only ones that can damage me. So whenever an enemy shoots it, the boolean's true. And I have all the arrows stored into an array just to handle. It's easier to go through the array and increase the arrow accordingly. I use up, down, and right arrow booleans to make sure you know what direction the arrow is going and increase the X and Y accordingly. So this is the boss fight. I'll go ahead and kill the boss. So after the boss fight, it turns into an infinite game. So it goes as long as you stay alive. And once you die, you have a game over, and it shows your score. So I'll go ahead and kill this boss, and my score will be 1300 after killing him. So he needs one more hit. Yeah, one more hit. Here we go. It's going to spawn the last arrow speed power up in the game. The reason why I did that is because the arrow speed goes too fast. You won't be able to even see the arrow on the screen. So I want to make sure you could still see it. And anyway, so now there's 3 skeletons, and you can see the one shooting left, one shooting right, and then the other one shooting down. But it would change if like I said, if I go above them. It's kind of a thin line right here, but if I did go to the right of the skeleton, he'll change direction. But yeah, so it's kind of getting a little hard. Anyway, so I'll go ahead and kill a couple more skeletons and show you what happens once you lose all your lives. So that's the death animation. That was cool part of the project, is doing the death animation for skeletons and the player. I really enjoyed doing that. Just to show that it's infinite rounds, I'll go and kill one more skeleton. The heart container respawn. That's the only power that will spawn the rest of the game. Anyway, so I'm gonna go and die this round. So I have 4 lives. So if I get hit by an arrow, that's 1. So I have 3 lives left. 2 lives. And 1 more life to go. I died. So as you saw, it triggered the death animation, and it shows you the game over screen and score, and the button to return the main menu, and the character respawns on the tile screen. Like I said, I like to make kind of the tile screen more interactive. And be able to see the whole canvas, you need to be in full screen. And that's about it for the game. I hope you've enjoyed watching the game, and I hope that you'll enjoy playing the game. Thank you for watching.